Hello, everybody. I'm back. It's just a one little nightmare in a whole long big life. What can I say? So glad to see some of you hung out with me still. So let's see. Chase, good morning. And she's reminding you to hit the like button. And good morning, Lauren. And Carol. And like-minded people, she says. She says, good morning and hope you're feeling better. Yes, I feel good. I hope I sound and look like myself today. Hooray, I'm back. Yeah. What can I say? All right. I'll have to be honest and say I am not prepared for today, but it's not like I usually am. It usually comes in from a higher range. But what I would like to do today is, since we haven't been on for a while, is make sure our energy field's pure and clear, and only light will be coming to join us. All right. So first we're going to start with the tube of light 3 times. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I am calling forth the violet fire to blaze and transmute all desire, and keeping on with freedom's name till I am one with the violet flame. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light from ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep your temple free from all discord sent to me. I am calling forth the violet fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the violet flame. Beloved, I am presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light from ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth the violet fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the violet flame. We call up to Lord Gautama Buddha and his protecting blue flame to come out around each of us for 4 inches around our tube of light, and then out around our channel in the ethers where we all meet. So may it be so. As we welcome Mother and Father, God, into our hearts. Good morning, Marby. Glad you're here. Thank you. I look better than pure white. Okay. And we'll welcome all the angels and the ascended masters and all those of the universe who are walking their path in a place of light and would like to join us. They are welcomed. All right. So I want to let you know that the one thing that came to me in the last week is always before, where I had people come in as a group, I did an evening of the Bethlehem Star. So I understand that you may not know what that means, but I'm going to do it on Zoom a week from Monday. Let me see what that date is. Always trying to not make it too close to Christmas because I know people get busy. On Monday the 11th at 7 p.m., it's going to be $25. I'll have all the information up by the end of the week on the community page. If you haven't ever heard the experience of me doing it, you may really enjoy it and to find out more about the Bethlehem Star. So that's coming up. I want to be grateful to everyone who sent me donations. From deep within my heart, I am so grateful. Thank you. As I'm thankful for all of you for coming. All I could think of every week is, oh, everyone's going to be gone. And here you are. And of course, here it is right here. Can you see it? The eye of Horus watching over us. Yeah. All right. So first thing I did want to do is open it up to any questions before I get specific. Anybody have either something that happened, something that came up that you would like some insight about? Or let's all be honest, Christmas is coming. It's a time where you can't try to hold things where they are. This month, a lot of things are in flux. People may say they're coming and they may not be able to come, and you've got to know that even more of God's light will come and fill your heart when it's needed. Lauren says she's felt a lot of ugly emotions. Yes, and I can understand in the place that our world lies today. So you need to go within your heart whenever that starts. And the greatest thing I think Christ has ever given us to remember is see the light in every soul. So see the light in every soul. See the light in every situation. Try to turn it and flip it over so that you are not drowning in the ugliness of whatever it is. For that is not you. That's an illusion. That's a fear experience on some level. So this month is a great journey of growing. And growing on an emotional level, which is your second chakra. So that's emotions. That's how you identify yourself. That's how you are with money and that which comes from God. And eventually that holds the part of you that's becoming. So I would say not only is this a grand month of the heart energy, it's also a grand month for your second chakra. So let me remind you, as you evolve and can get to where you can choose what you empower or what you hold within yourself, the second chakra raises up in consciousness to be creative. And I am assured that many of you are more creative than you even know at this point because you haven't really opened to allow it to have empowerment within you. So that's why you can never assume that you're stuck and you are where you are, because as you grow outside as you do inside. There's just so much more to you that you haven't even touched. So let's get excited about the opportunities of the month versus all the illusions of the month. How's that? Because your castle is your beingness within your soul, in your body. And you can have it be on a very high energetic experience, being the light, seeing the light in other people, and feeling safe and secure. So where does that lie? That lies within your root chakra. So what happens also is people become vulnerable to thoughts that they don't want to have if they're not rooted down into the earth and into being safe, having vitality, and your well-being. So we want to work every day, immediately, opening up all of our chakras, getting yourself rooted deep into the energy of the earth. Ascension isn't above the earth. You must be rooted to eventually become ascended. So whoever may have told you the higher you go, the more you get is a falsehood. Yes, it's about more light, but when you are rooted is when more light in that pillar of the channel has the ability to move through you. So stay rooted, stay in the earth, and walk it with the light in your heart, and you will find that there's a different world there for you that's full of light, happiness, sharing, and giving. All the words that we're all working towards for this month. So I hope that brought clarity to some people. And let me see, what else do I want to say? And I hope that answers your question, Lauren, that we're looking to define ourselves, not to try to be like other people. So we need to choose not to have that energy from somewhere else, from other person. And you need to go in and find the light in your heart. And by calling Mother and Father in every day, it will be there and present for you. Okay. All right. So let me bring in the energy of the Eye of Horus, and let's see where that's going to take us today. And it's 11:11. It's a transformation of looking at the self, which we were just doing. Interesting to me, the first person I see is, of course, my higher self. And it's a he shows himself. And he wants to remind you to walk in light. Let every step you walk be in light and not in the illusion. There is no reason to hold on to anything that's dark or becoming dark, because you are the light. And the more you own that and make that truth, the easier life will be for you. And I'm very glad to be back. And so there you go. Onward. So after him, let's see who comes forward. So the next person that's going to come forward is the healing master on the green ray, Hilaron. And there are those that believe Hilaron is the ascension master also. But then most of us have two identifications of ourselves. So let's take a moment and we'll relax and see what he's bringing to all of us today in this month of December. I'm anticipating that it's going to be an opportunity to have growth and to choose how to be with yourself differently and how to listen differently. So I'll let him come in and we'll see what he says. All right? Good morning. I have many places to go, many to see, many to talk to, many to be. But I come here where all of us have a great love for you that gather under this energy, the eyes of Horus with TheoSophia. Healing. Healing is a thought we have in or and about every day. And for each of you, perhaps it means something different. Maybe it means changing your emotions. Maybe it means being happy instead of sad. And maybe it's no longer having the past nag at you instead of being right in front of you. Well, I'm here to tell you what the true meaning of healing is. The true meaning of healing is to discover something that is separating you from your light, from that beautiful being that's full of the essence of God and Mother and Father, and of Jesus, of course, and determine a way to let go of the separation. Whether you need to untie a rope and let it go, find what the attachment is and let that go. Whether you need to move, physically move your body out of your house or into your car and take a ride. Whatever it is, there's a movement towards change. And for very so long of a time, change was a frightening word. But there is nothing more I can assure you other than on the path of healing that you will change. You will transform. You will become more of that which you desire, which is of the light. But you will not lose who you were yesterday or this morning, because it will upgrade. That is what consciousness is about. It's continually upgrading to a higher experience of perception and thought. So if this morning you thought you were tired, and all of a sudden all this light comes in and energizes you and gives you much to contemplate and be done, how did that happen? Because you chose to not be overran by the negative energy of tired, laziness. If all of you could only know that you could be busy for 24 hours and would never be tired when you get into full alignment with God. You will be so taken care of that there will be no doubt about which in your heart level you hold in the truth for Him. And I can see in my mind, as I share it with you, a blessed train going around and around, and being on that train and wondering, where do we stop? Or do we ever get on? Or do we get on? There is a question on many levels existing here within your mind. And what we need to do is to bring that into your heart. Let's acknowledge that around and around and around within the heart, for it has the power to put on the brake and say, no, today I embrace the truth of who I am. Or another time, put on the brake and say, no, I believe that I am willing and capable of doing all things. And another time, put on the brake. I can walk forward with God, and I am never alone. I'm here for always. So, many things is the gift you bring yourself of this month. It's not a time of you giving or you receiving, but within your own experience with Mother, Father, is how do you give to them? You give away you give up the attachment to the separation. And when you are willing to allow them to stand next to you and to work with you in unified love throughout the world. This is what our world is looking for right now, is the true essence of love and unification, and seeing the foundation of that being built will create the happiness and the sharing of truth that we desire. Yes. And if there are any questions, I will stay for a few moments more to answer them. But this is your journey this month, at least this week in the beginning, is to really look at yourself. Maybe write it down and take notes and start a conversation with you and your higher self. Why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? And let it respond to you, or allow the higher experience of you to respond. For this is about understanding a deeper part of who you are when you are within the light of God. You know, there is a saying that for he who believes and has faith can walk down the darkest alley and no one would even look at him. And I actually worked with someone this weekend who lives that every day and how they have to travel through New York. So, where are you? Are you deep within the faith of God and knowing that you are not alone and that you are always protected and that you are free and capable of having such a deep love experienced in your life and be willing to share it without the attachment to what other people think of it. Yes. Okay, Lauren has another question. Well, you may want to call me and have a session privately about that, but what I can say about that situation is you must first look at yourself. Well, conversation here is definitely needed because you can't have action without really knowing. And I would like you to place a gold light around your heart, for that is the most powerful gift you have is your own heart. And to go through all these thoughts that it sounds like you're having without being sure is not a safe route. So I would sit and meditate and let God come to you. And this is more about how sacred the love of yourself is. And then you will understand how then to relay that to the sacredness of your relationship with your cousin and your spouse. Because somewhere there's a misunderstanding about what love is. So first you need to define it for yourself, not have anger or not forgiving. Do you know that God forgives all of us before we even wake up in the morning? We don't have to wait. Forgiven is done. So we must learn to forgive ourselves and forgive others. For there's lessons. That's why we come to earth. Here on earth there are lessons to learn. And if you have a lesson to learn, a karmic lesson from the past, and it's why you come, then it's going to show up again to give you another opportunity to respond differently to it. So for anything to respond angrily or hurt, then you must redefine and go inside your heart and redefine your relationship with God and what your faith is really in. So I hear you, Lauren, but I do think it's better if we do that in a private scenario, which I do private sessions, so you can set that up there. It's in the writings. But it's a true thing for everybody. As soon as we speak, we are forgiven. So it's only when we believe that we're able to maintain the love of ourselves. So many situations in the world that are coming up that have been here that for many people are being resolved, and for others just beginning to dive into the separation.
Heather Barber.
So you can start writing, I'm forgiven. I know God forgives me. And then you can move into, I forgive myself. or I forgive whomever. There's the Ho'oponopono. I love you. I forgive you. Many different things you can do to support those feelings that you're having. So when you can change them into not having an negative energy, let's say, then you have accomplished letting go of the separateness. You see? Any other questions? Good. It's a busy month. And remember, on December 11th, if you go to where the thing's going to say to sign up, it's $25, and I'll send you to my Zoom page, and we'll all gather there, and I will do the energy of the Bethlehem Star with you. It's very beautiful. And perhaps that little nugget we all need for this December that we have coming up in front of us. Okay. Anything else? We'll be grateful to Hilaron for coming forward, talking about healing and how we can go and start about doing it this week and the next few weeks over before the new year. You know, being able to become intimate. And it's interesting, a lot of people think that's a different kind of intimacy than one of loving. So first you must be able to love yourself intimately. Again, it means deep, with a deep sense of understanding of what love is. And when you can finally feel the energy of peace and love within you, then other things all around you will not bother you or won't even have the capacity to happen. And this is a real experience of what's coming up for a lot of people. There is no such thing as loss. There are things such as lessons. And we must look at things and what is your piece of it? What is it you need to change? Does it have to do with how you feel about your love and how you interact with people? Well, if so, then it's time to look at it. Time to weave a new way of looking at it and allowing that chakra to sing, because the tears are over unless they're happy tears. It's only when you can choose to not be the victim, to be happy at the love of the light that's coming to you and holding within you and change, that it all becomes powerful. So I'm going to pull a card here. It's just because we're at the beginning of the month, right? I hope everyone out there is feeling well. It doesn't feel good to not feel well and be yourself. So, I'm going to look at the first week of December. It's kind of like where we began in our discussion. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Now, this is what's going to happen if you don't change. If you keep empowering the negative, whoever it is that may be speaking, you're going to not be able to sleep. It's going to be tormental. And we want that to change. Instead, Yes, this is yet another fear. A fear surrounding the money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. All these things are empowered by fear. There's a development in the loving of yourself and the love of God that brings none of them capable of affecting you. And God will always bring you what you're willing and ready to deserve. He wishes most importantly to bring all his blessings to you. One last one. This is a beautiful card. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns. It's almost like a peacock. Peacock is one of the most powerful birds in the universe. Kind of looks like it, right? So I think this is about loving yourself. Don't work too much. Be willing. There's some people that just don't want to accept help, and that's ridiculous. Because that's a whole level of understanding of God. I'm willing to receive all that the Lord wishes to give me. I'm willing to receive all the blessings God wishes to pour upon me. Now, you need to have that statement rolling around in there so God can see it and bring it to you. Are you starting to understand? God responds to what you're placing out. So if we put good things, loving things, it will come out naturally. And no longer will life be out of balance because you'll be at peace. And if it's causing stress for you, then all the more you should go quicker to find a way. So finally, we have the magician. Isn't he beautiful? I'll bring it up closer. And I'll tell you what he says. You're ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. And that is the truth. And his hat's there, but it's not even sitting on its head. It's levitating. So let's attempt to bring a great sense of peace into the world, into our hearts, most importantly, into our beingness that we live with every day. And let's see here. Oh, Julie, learning to listen. Thank you for returning, Julie. And Barbara. Yes, I think it was a good experience today to get focused and what do I have to get rid of? Make a list. What do I want to add more to? And what am I willing to allow God to bless me? I think you'll find it's interesting to write that down and to listen to those things. And you're not alone. Everybody's at some level with that. But as we go along, things change and we grow. And we can make decisions to have something more powerful. So, my mantra today. It's a great one. And I'm assuming you're saying, I'm willing to allow God to bless me with all the many blessings he wishes to pour upon me. Imagine if you could say it 100 times every day. The universe doesn't always understand because we don't always speak the same language as what we're feeling. So the life is magical. Well, that's a good one too. But depends on what you want. Depends on what you are desiring. And hold it strong inside you. Strong inside of the part of you that is willing to love. Take a moment and love every moment and ask, what's the blessing you're bringing me? Even the ones, Lauren, like you're uncomfortable with. Get the teaching now so that you don't ever have to experience it again. That's what I would say. Sit and ask your higher self and bring God in. What is this really to show me, and where do I go from here? All right. So I will see you tomorrow with messages. And we'll get right back on the saddle, ready to be like we were before. So I hope you enjoyed this morning. Wishing you all the recipient of all the blessing God wishes to pour upon you today. So be it. For we'll have every day be a Christmas inside our heart. Many blessings.